Player characters. Cards are up. Player characters. Cards are up.
Well, another day, isn't it? They open the gate again. I forgot to open the gate again. Do, 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 do. Graceful as always. Richard. Morning.
Morning.
First and foremost, as it regards the economy, I didn't know if you wanted the daily report or not.
Sure, why not?
Well, right now, I will just tell you. Oh, hello, Miss Loretta. I will inform you that coin is actually flowing quite well through Adwick as it is right now, but we are in a material shortage, you see. There is a shortage of cloth. Definitely a shortage of cloth, a shortage of wool, and fibers, and cotton. We're in a certain shortage of that. Now, like I said, there is enough coin flowing, but shortage of cloth and wool and fibers, as well as wood. There's a shortage of wood going about. I don't know. I knew of a Gradian merchant who imported some recently, but that seems to be the trouble right now with the economy.
Very well.
Something else I heard, well, not like there's too many people listen. Cardsman probably already knows this as well, but on my way to work this morning, I overheard, but the fight in Ambershire is, well, it's been taken to the walls, you see. It's a proper siege now in Ambershire, it seems. The Empire and the war. So, take that for what you will, but that's what I heard. I don't know the details, but that's where the war is now.
I see. That's most unfortunate news.
Indeed. As you are aware, of course, I think you certainly are aware, Miss Loretta, that Ambershire is very close to Lullen, which is supplying some of our wood. If Ambershire falls, I imagine that Lullen will simply be overrun shortly thereafter, along with our wood supply. So,
Adwick and Silverreach Mines.
Indeed it is. Wouldn't want that supply line to be interrupted.
Well, considering that they fired most of the Most of the dwarves, we won't be reaching much from them, will we?
Perhaps not.
The dwarves have been fired?
Well, 2 days ago, a bunch of them were at the tavern looking for work.
Is that so? I wonder if any of them stayed to help in our mines. I wonder if we were able to hire any of them.
Well, I sent them in the right direction. I hope they are able to do something with that.
Indeed. Well, that's it for the economy as it stands currently. Like I said, there's plenty of coin flowing to and from, but without materials to funnel into returning that coin into goods and things, we're getting down to the tangibles, you see.
I see. It's held up in bureaucracy, isn't it? The wood cutting. Our woodcutter has said that she will pay if she can just cut down some trees. She will pay for the right to cut down trees. But apparently she's being stonewalled.
You're talking about the large woman. I think it was the Bjorning, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I delivered a note to her. She's not exactly certified or permitted to be cutting down all the trees in the damn forest. That's the work of the mill, you see. We deforest the place too quickly, it could cause a trouble, but that's the law. If you're willing to vouch for her on her behalf, I don't know, perhaps you could beseech the magistrate or beseech someone at the crown to make it happen.
Indeed. Perhaps we can, I don't know, get her in touch with the people who work at the mill.
Possibly. I know it's contentious right now. I've heard of some things going on at the mill, people selling up, selling down, the mill's oversold or something of that nature. I'm not quite sure. I don't keep, minute track of these kinds of things, but something about the mill being quite oversold and a backup of orders waiting to be processed. It's to be expected in a shortage, of course, so perhaps some of these crafters should seek alternative means to supply themselves without just the mill, you see. Imports.
I see.
Something else.
Imports? Where would we import wood from at this
Well,
stage?
I was aware very briefly of a merchant who came to town, I think it was yesterday, from Gradia, who had a load of wood with him and was able to sell here. I did see it on his ledger that he submitted back as his daily dealings, so every now and then I imagine that the merchant will fortuitously come, perhaps from Gradia or elsewhere, to sell their goods, although, unfortunately, Master Thessalor, quite a high premium, you see. Thus the trouble.
Well, of course. What about the nearby forests? Do we not have any logging operations in them? The Kagovia forest, for instance?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Certainly Badaria is too close to the war front, but Kagovia, perhaps? I'm not sure. That's to the west.
I see. Perhaps that's worth looking into. Maybe we could search the records for, whoever is in charge of logging operations in the city, and, I don't know, get with them on somehow expanding our reach.
I do have access to the Ravens if they can pay the price.
The Ravens, yes. Could try to send a missive somewhere.
If there's a nearby town out that way, perhaps.
I see.
Of course, not doing it unless they pay for the service.
Understandable. Well, definitely that wood is used for shields and bows. Definitely the two things that wood is used for the most as far as equipment goes. And of course, reinforcements for the very place that we stand in. There's furniture and things that you see here, practical means, and... but definitely bows and shields. Bows and shields use wood in a great supply.
Technically, everything's still knocked over here.
Oh,
Well, it should be put up by now.
No, it's
I
not.
thought I told you it was your turn to clean this shit up, Ackerman.
I apologize, Master Torgrim. and
I
my
started in the back room, but it's a lot of work.
Yes, I imagine you were arranging it in your... What was it? standard or something?
Yes, the Hartford Standard. Master Thessalor doesn't like it,
Yes.
but, anyone would be able to find anything. He doesn't need to have everything alphabetical anymore.
Perhaps it
just
is
don't see the
prudent
need.
to organize ahead of time,
You
know? I mean,
don't,
I
but other
find it
people do.
eventually.
Yes, eventually isn't good
Indeed.
enough.
Well, that is what we are here for.
Well,
In either case, I have a few letters I must write
of course.
regarding this economic catastrophe we find ourselves in, and then I've got some errands to run. Excuse me.
Indeed. Miss Master Torgrim, if you had not heard, I was explaining to Miss Veretta and Master Thessalor that I heard on the way to work this morning that unfortunately the war front has reached the walls of Ambershire. It's a proper siege now in the east against Ambershire. I imagine that someone else might know more.
A few days' journey from here, isn't it?
Indeed, it's not very far. But just goes to show you how close the war progresses to our beloved walls here. And of course, Ambershire is not remotely as well as fortified as Adwick is.
Well, Auditor Dorst is going to have a field day when he finds out this news and starts levying the craftsmen.
Indeed. Perhaps I imagine Dorst will commission, I don't know, any manner of things to enlist for the aid of the crown. But soon I imagine it will become an existential crisis here if the war can't be kept outside the walls. We need to ensure that all the stockpiles of food and the larder is fully stocked, and we get a little
I
bit of
was
everything.
given
you know?
something very interesting the other day. There was a girl, Penny, who came by talking about a potato that they had grown. It's call it sweet potato. They gave me a sample. It's very good, and apparently they have it's very shelf stable. So they were actually looking to have to try and get more land so they could grow these sweet potatoes in.
Get more land?
Well,
For who?
it's a shelf stable food source. So I figured it would be really good for the war and effort. And
Well, I agree, certainly, of course. I mean, at this point, I would imagine that we can perhaps try anything. With the Empire as close as it is, maybe we could secure a little bit of additional land. Maybe what Thessalor is talking about, we could use the Bjorning woman to clear out some of the forest for us, you know.
there we go.
Do some of the
Win-win.
stumping out there, you know. Indeed.
I would like to talk to the magistrate
take me
about
leave.
it,
I
just
cannot
to make
dawdle
sure
here longer.
everything's...
Goodbye.
Errands to run.
Indeed, I agree, Miss Loretta. Sounds like a good idea. Of course, you would have to speak with someone who could issue the permits. Unfortunately, I can't.
That's why I was saying I need to talk to the magistrate, because now that you bring up this whole logging thing, it's a win-win for everyone.
Indeed.
The lumber workers get their wood, the food goes to the armies, and everything's all good for
We can
everyone.
only hope that a man like the magistrate can see the virtues of these things in these difficult times where we need to remain
That's why I'm
solid
here
and
to tell
indivisible.
him.
I see. Well, you seem quite determined.
Why, of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Huh. Regardless, I've got to get about my duties here, and I imagine you've got things to do as well, but,
Cleaning up for one.
I will, indeed, I've got to straighten up some of this. Perhaps I will talk to someone in town about a few pieces of furniture, or see if, anything can be made, although there is, of course, like I said, a wood shedge. Maybe they just need to do some repairs.
Yes. Certainly. Check upstairs.
Indeed.
By the way, if you pick up any of the books, put them in a pile by category so we can put them up better. I've got a list of categories I've written down up above on one of the scriptons, but I haven't got them all down yet. You know, geography, history, world politics, and fiction, and.
Very well. I'll see if I can straighten things up in that manner. I'll let you do the meticulous organizing.
Excellent.
Very well.
Yes. And this whole place is supposed to be knocked over and everything, however... I couldn't get the map uploaded today. It was causing me all kinds of grief. Just crashing everywhere. Problems with... I don't even know. Issues I cannot resolve.
Torgrim?
Nope. He's not in here.
I see.
You went on some errands.
Very well. Do you know how to send the ravens?
No idea.
Fine. Can I entrust you with... Please have Torgrim send it. Tell him it is, urgent that it is sent via Raven.
Where's it
Same
going?
ordeal as last time. Ejmithalos.
Alright.
You'll see it's stamped with a sigil that you probably don't recognize.
I'll see it.
Thank you,
I'll
Loretta.
see to it. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Well, they can fuck right off. Because when I get things last minute, it's not going to be uploaded properly, and then there's an error, and then I can't do anything. It's fine. Just pretend we're organizing everything for a couple minutes here. Oh great, the guards are gone.
Hello?
Oh, hello. It's Evan, yeah. The drow woman.
Drow? I haven't seen a drow in here this morning, no.
Oh, are you thinking?
You, I need your assistance. Come with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So see all these bookshelves here? They're all knocked over, right? I need you to
Yes.
help me lift them up.
Alright. Don't I need to pull your weight? I'm not going to be able to lift these things myself.
Oh no, it's fine. They're just a couple pieces of wood. Come here, let's get this one.
Yes, pieces of wood are quite heavy.
Use both arms. Then we're gonna deal with the books later. Just chill.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, get a little bit more. There.
And that's a lot of books.
Yeah, we're gonna have to empty all these before we flip them over. Just gotta get around the... I mean, this one's just on the bench. You could probably just push it back. Make sure those books don't fall off, though. Don't know why they need to pull everything down.
I'm not sure. Question from Master Thessalo, most likely.
Oh, why would that be?
I wasn't on duty when this happened. Simple.
Alright, yeah, this one right here.
Three, 2, 1.
Okay. You know what? That's enough for now. I thank you for your time. At least we can walk around now.
Alright. I'm gonna go take a sit down.
I appreciate it.
On your back.
You're welcome. Come on.
I wish I had the bunch of fight. John pulled that off.
Good luck.
Good morning, Mr. Tang. And how are you
Good
doing
morning.
this morning?
I'm doing fine.
Excellent.
Mainly working for additional help in the mines today. Though I heard that some Silver Beach miners were wandering around. I was told to look for them at noon.
Yes, I sent them your way a couple days ago, and I was hoping they'd got to you by now. I did
Well, if
see
they
one of
hadn't
the
got to me,
one
they
of the
got to the
dwarfs from
foreman.
Silver Reach is working at the smithy now. Maybe he might be able to help you fix yourself up. He works with armor.
Possibly. I'm not sure if he's experienced with Warforged or exotic armors, but
Who knows?
perhaps if they have free time later, I can...
Perhaps.
Are you going towards the fights or conducting other business?
Well, it depends where everyone is. It's probably going to be I don't know. I was looking for Zachary.
Zachary.
The
Is
stable
that the
hand?
horseman?
Yes.
He's inside by the fighting pit.
As I expected. Maybe I'll try my luck today. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out with something.
Possibly.
Well, that's not right.
To the floor. Come on, Olagi!
No.
You're gonna go left hand back.
Is he actually out? Is he actually on the floor?
He's gonna roll you forward.
Early down.
I know
think
mine's
he's
me.
just entertaining him like child.
How's it going?
Olagi's playing with this food.
One way to see it.
Hey, it's been too long since I haven't been able to fight.
Go in and try to slam your head.
I swear.
You're the one they call Supper Bowl?
The 10.
Hey,
looks
that's
like
me.
We have Ulagi with a lead on that one. Ulagi, do what you want.
You're an impressive fighter.
He's dropping your hands down,
Right.
grabbing your torso,
Good, yet
and he's gonna
rather effective.
pile drive you.
I like the. There's a certain finesse in my cover. I like to mix it up a bit, but usually my good draw is with my good old head.
He's gonna scoot back.
Using your strengths. I don't know.
Hey.
The helmet is quite sturdy.
Oh no, this is actually this is softer than my head.
I don't even want to know.
I'll be to lose a fight.
Never underestimate how strong Dowie is.
Supposed to do.
I'll make sure to stay away from
Intimidating.
never end up in a fight.
I mean, you're watching the fights already.
17, you're doing well. Keep it up. You're taking these hits like a champ.
Gonna try to go for a punch while he's got a bit of
I mean, you watch enough of these fights to avoid that.
He's changing it up. He's lowering himself.
Look at your hips a little rotated.
That's what it reminds me of.
on all fours.
How else can you keep winning your bets if you don't pay good attention, eh?
No way the winning wins are.
I mean, I've won what? 90% of my bets.
Right now, just a strength. All right, so.
I've won 100% of my fights.
Ahead of Ulagi, you got it. That's a 9.
He's gonna catch you as
Do
he
you fight
Very nice.
often, Coast Digger?
throw you to the ground.
Sometimes.
Also, forgive
mostly to make ends meet.
What's your name?
Talking to me.
I'm talking to her. I know who you are.
Even with the strength advantage with the 13, you're taking it again.
I'm
Like
sorry,
I said forgive my manners last
he's gonna
time.
try to do it.
What name do you go by?
Lineverine. The prelate here on Edwick.
He's gonna try to run in and try to get in the
Pleasure to meet you. Rude run.
Yeah, Ulagi. You got it. Really quick. You're good.
You have a trade here in the city? Or do you simply fight in the pits?
I mostly do a bit small jobs here and there, but I mostly do the fights.
To make ends meet or for entertainment?
Ends meet and entertainment.
Just a strength. No.
I can certainly see the
Here,
appeal of people
to adjust
wanting to
it to
watch
0.
such
He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants now. This is gonna be ugly.
Right, of course. It's a nice. I like to think it's a nice game. You know.
Oh god.
You have two fighters, and then you train. Each one has a good chance. It's just a matter of what happens.
Nice. Everything's still working here? Yep. Alright, well. I am sitting in a black room. Are we actually loading into the world or what?
Not sure. Let me launch VRChat.
Well, so much for that. Well, not quite back yet. We're getting there.
My voice is fucking shot today. It's been like forest fires up north, so like just getting all phlegmy and stuff, and it's terrible. Canada. I mean, I say up north, but that's like where I live is pretty fucking big, and that's like 1,000 miles away.
Totally didn't go anywhere. Oh, it's already over.
Honestly, maybe already, yeah.
Well, how does it make you feel?
I have proved my point.
Good morning.
Sorry, lass. It's time to clear out of here.
Of course it is.
Oh, whenever you do that, I'm available now.
What's a noble doing in the
You
forequarters?
swim in your own filth. They toss it and walk in it.
Whatever I want.
Listen to me complain in the woods.
Oh, perfect. And perhaps he will complain and bite your ear as well.
I hope not.
Who's your friend?
Yes.
Some refugees come and go all the time.
Iowa.
Smell nice. Have you bathed recently?
I'm glad that that name sounds good in your language, or in the common
I'm
language.
just wondering, have you
I'm
bathed?
very uncreative.
It is odd, but it works.
It literally translates to like small bird.
Wow. Very creative.
So it's the same as me just calling you little elf.
Making conversation with him. Go.
Kinda, yeah, just like bird.
How is it weird? What do you mean?
Just go. Just go.
Where's your son?
God,
I found him.
We're all just humans.
I don't have a son.
Streaming mass of humans.
Have you lost your son already?
Yes,
What
I
a
don't know where he
terrible
went.
father.
He ran off. I know, I'm terrible. Damn, I didn't even make it, and that's how bad I am. I didn't go through the process of making the child even.
What a lazy father!
No, I don't know where Silva is today. Probably sleeping still. Been dealing with quite a few injuries.
That is understandable. He looked like a
He's seen a
little
lot.
crush. Yes.
Yeah.
With a 14, you remembered your coin purse today.
Okay, I need to go get food.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Yes.
Pleasure seeing both of
need
you.
to do
He's not my
stuff.
son.
So yes. Have a good day.
Have fun doing with
Enjoy
stuff.
your friend.
Also, I thought of something I could find you, and I'll keep an eye out for it. What today? What would you ask me
Also
yesterday?
keep an eye out for the mushroom.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Cool. I was
If you're
just
looking
saying
for
that. That
things,
is
we
very
need
important.
supplies for cloth and linens, so if you see any
You guys seem to
cotton
need
or
supplies
anything.
for everything.
I
But
think
Skill's
cloth is...
looking for cotton, the fibers.
Yes.
Aldo's looking for wood. Some people want drugs. I think somebody else wanted something that I just don't remember.
But yes, have a good day. We'll see you around, little.
Do you guys not have like... Yes, is there not like trade routes? You guys build these big keeps and all these roads and shit?
You know there's a war going on, right?
Yes, I've seen it firsthand.
Yes, so obviously all those routes are being obstructed.
There's always a war with you humans, though. Have you ever really not been at war with somebody? Or some group somewheres?
Yes.
Am I wrong, sir?
I could do that for you.
The time before this was quite peaceful.
If you want to go
Was it?
Few, yes.
in a mode, then so be it.
Sure, there was an occasional squabble, but it's nothing.
And could we overlook today's tax?
No.
You say we're so, you know, warlike, but was it not elves that ran over the walls and tried to attack somebody in the city?
Not my elves.
Not your elves.
They were elves. Mishalov.
You look fucking poor. You make some.
Is there a difference?
Those are high elves.
As I said, Miss Loretta, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Wood elf or some high elf or whatever other kind of elf there is. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I do have
Pretty
something,
easy.
I wouldn't know. I'm sorry.
The high elves are usually bent over themselves with their asses up, their head up their ass.
Have you seen Master Tolgrim around?
Have you
I
not
could
seen
give
that
him
one
something.
in green? I've seen him at the fighting pits for nonsense.
Yes, I had a little bit of a headache and had to...
That was Stas, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Oh, I see. Trouble
There
telling
he
them
is.
apart at times.
Master Tolgrim.
Yeah, she's saying if I be replacing you and you become old.
I'm sorry, this is important. This is a message that Master Thessalos had needed to send by Graven to the same place as last time.
Get out of my sight. Go outside.
And did he give payment for it?
Good.
Of any kind?
Of course not. Sorry
Miss
about
Loretta,
that.
if you
I
have
just
just a
needed to
brief moment, perhaps we can, well, discuss over here.
Would you like to take it for a
Sure.
ride?
I took it for a ride last night. I'm good.
That did happen. This is your time to shine.
That's not my, subterfuge, not exactly my place, Miss Loretta, but I was thinking, of course, while I was rearranging the scribery this morning, you know, and you were there, and I thought, have you heard anything about, you know, the murder?
You know, I was thinking about it, and I haven't heard much.
Well, I got to thinking, Miss Loretta, I don't know if there was any evidence, maybe collected, at the scene. A guard, perhaps? Have you tried, asking Captain Dario to perhaps investigate the evidence
See,
that
was
he
one
might
of
have
the things
collected?
I was going to do today, actually.
Well, he's right over there. I think I saw him over at the front. But, you know, that is something that you could ask him. To, look into the evidence or whatever the guard might have collected or kept. Hopefully they kept some of it,
This would be a good idea.
I imagine that will help you get to the bottom of things, and
I was also looking
feel
for
free to return to me afterwards.
Because I was going to tell him that the man he's looking for he's never going to find. So, but anyway,
I haven't seen him this morning, but feel free to return to me after you discuss anything with Dario. Perhaps we can come to some kind of conclusion, right?
You love a less mystery as much as I do, don't you?
Well, Mr. Reza, I have to say, as much as I love teaching, I also enjoy learning myself.
Even the dastardly deeds
What's that
from
look
some
for?
devilish... I was going to say duo, but who knows how many of them there were.
Well, Mr. Reza, definitely some dastardly deeds, but it's an injustice. It's an injustice that right now the guards are spread quite thin. They need people like yourself. People with a keen mind and a keen eye to research into these matters, you see?
Certainly. I'll go see what he's,
Very well.
see what Captain Dario's found.
Indeed, I'll be around.
Have a good day, Ackerman.
Have a good day.
Now when you come back in, good luck. 15.
15?
Just don't put all the burnings in it. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yes, Miss Loretta.
I have some questions for you. Would you like to go to the barracks and have a chat?
Sure thing. Rosewood, you want to chat?
Yeah.
Right, what are your questions?
So, I didn't feel like it was really my place to go and inspect the body of the suspect that we had the other day. Well, not the suspect, but the victim. And I was wondering if you'd found anything on him at all.
Actually, there is one thing, and we wrote it down. It was short from what we found. We found a bloodied note near the man. It was hard to get any fucking real information out of it. However, it simply just had two things on it that we could transcribe. Something saying about warning them at once, and apparently it's the fact that it's not to be believed or something like that. Besides that, we couldn't transcribe the rest of the note. It was either too damaged, bloodied.
It's not very helpful, is it?
There was another thing. There was someone late last night who tried to possibly break into that same house. The one over there, the one we had all under lock and key. We couldn't catch them. We couldn't even get a real good glimpse of them, seeing it was fucking nighttime. So, other than that, we don't have much besides the two things here and that one man.
So you didn't get a good look at them. You didn't catch them.
No.
And you have no leads.
Not necessarily.
Someone would suspect that they're probably still around.
All I do know, if I'm remembering correctly, in the torchlight there seemed to be a glimmer of some sort of steel sword, it looked. It was around their hip. Other than that, no facial descriptions, nothing like that, so perhaps someone wandering around handing with a steel sword, but that could be a lot of people.
Could be a lot of people. Could be Cade. Who knows? Wouldn't that be something?
Oh. I've been watching the gate and, well, no one describes steel sword on their hip as exactly left, so whatever it is, maybe they're
probably
still in
still
Atwick.
around, yes. Well.
Other than that, I don't really have any other information to help you on your search.
I just have one thing to say to you. If you see Zachary, the stable hand, I know the man who was murdered had left a horse with him, so he hadn't paid him either. It'd be an idea to, probably, you know, whatever copper that man had left on him. I think you said 30 copper?
Alright.
Probably go to the stable fees.
Look into that. Just walk around Adwick. If you see anyone, anything like that, just see if you can let us know, alright?
Understood.
If you find anything, of course. This is still as dead-end as it might be under investigation.
I wonder who
If you
they were
find anything,
trying
let us
to
know.
warn.
Again, I'll just reiterate, all the things on the note was just saying, warning them at once, and another line stating that it's not to be believed. That's what's on the note.
Thank you, Captain Dario.
Very well. I hope you can find whatever the hell
Something.
we're looking for.
Something. Good day. Now, this could be anyone. Good morning, Penny. No, it's not Penny. Just using...
Loretta, you would realize that it could be just about anyone. The captain didn't give you much information to go off of, and it's frustrating, but something occurs to you. As somebody of nobility, you know that only the finest get steel weapons. Usually guard and soldiers get iron. Somebody with a steel weapon would stick out like a sore thumb. If they're wearing it on their hip, you'll know.
Seems our good captain has disappeared from their post, so I told those two to go do it.
Well, more people to help, brother.
Oh,
his work is never done. Never. Of course, Smith.
In the name of the Ivory Paladin, we assist those that we can.
Yesterday I had that fucking drunkard that I had to take care of.
Somewhere
Sorry,
during the
I'm in
day,
your way.
which is quite rare.
Miss Loretta, hello?
Not something interesting to look at, but
Let you do what you need to do.
not much that.
Oh, you do?
Yes, not much that we need to stop and chit chat about it.
Oh, I see. Very well. Would you like to perhaps go somewhere private?
Oh no, I
Perhaps
just,
by the church?
just let me know if you see anyone around with a
See anyone?
Well, no, it's a steel sword.
A steel sword? Well,
Yes,
I would relatively know what one of those looks like back from my squire days, but if there is anything you want to discuss, we can always go to a nice quiet spot by the church. What aside from a steel sword, what am I looking for?
Oh, I don't know, man. Come, let's go. There's a bench I like to go every morning, and you know, just
of course
by the church.
These guys are fine. That's all that.
Bronte, like,
Just keeping a lookout.
I'm pretty sure it's not. Oh, my head.
He's not gonna die from it.
Morning, Soma.
Morning, Red.
Hope you're feeling better.
I am, actually. My
Excellent.
voice is slowly but surely coming back to me.
Yes, you sound much better. Anyway, I don't want to hold you up.
I know, it's perfectly fine.
to the forge.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, let's head to the forge and hopefully it unsticks in your gut.
Yes.
Fucking die down.
Move these around.
Ow.
Don't worry, I know it's a long walk, but, you know, it's worth it.
Fine.
Well, the nicest place to sit and act.
He needs one, but I don't know if he's gonna wanna.
Need endurance to be a scribe. See if
I would feel comfortable.
stay up 12 hours, you know.
Just
writing
read
the
all
ledger.
those. You get, you know, a little bit of a twist in your wrist and you're done. Gotta keep limber.
Spent more than my fair share staying up.
Oh,
Candlelight.
somebody's sitting in my favorite bench.
Loretta, as you get closer and closer, you hear a familiar sound. Of a man sharpening his sword. From directly in front of you.
Good morning, sir.
What do you want?
Oh, I just usually sit down in this bench every morning, so I was wondering if you'd like some company.
Not really, piss off.
Oh, come now. Are you from around here?
Leave me alone, lady. That's none of your business.
It's a nice sword you have there. I'm just trying to find some common ground, you see?
I have a long day ahead of me. I don't have time to speak with you.
Well, you can speak and hone your sword at the same time. It's not that hard.
I'm gonna ask you again to piss off.
Well... your sword there,
Quite a
it's...
fine sword you have
yes.
there. If I... Mind if I take a closer look?
Piss off, old man. Don't you have some...
Don't
ink to
worry.
spill or something?
It appears to me like it's a very fine steel, I think. I can see it from here, at least, even with my old eyes.
And what about it?
Oh, nothing. I was just commenting on its fine manufacture, sir. That's all. Seems like you've taken well care of it.
Do you happen to know who crafted that for you?
That's none of your business.
Oh, of course it isn't. Well, it looks like we're not sitting on this bench today, Ackerman.
Quite unfortunate.
Perhaps we could go and sit somewhere else.
Oh, excuse
You have
me.
your fucking bench.
I think that's the man we're looking for.
Is it now? It seems quite dangerous. He's got a very sharp sword, of course.
I'm going to leave you behind because you're a little too slow. I'm going to follow.
Very well, Mr. Ratter. Be careful.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, have Master Torgren walk you back.
Of course.
Absolutely not.
It is a pleasure. Yarza is my name.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Bernadette,
It's a
sorry.
pleasure.
Bernadette.
Wait, what was it?
Bernadette, I'm sorry. Bernadette, you
Morning.
You there?
Morning, miss.
Did you happen to see a man walk into the tavern with a steel sword on his hip?
I saw people walking out of the tavern. It was a very large man. And I believe I saw the surgeon as well.
You saw the surgeon, but nobody walked in the tavern?
Not that I saw. Why, are you looking for someone?
Well, yes, he was just right here.
That's very peculiar. Well, I hope you find who you're looking for.
Bastille, can you do me a favor?
What favor? I'm very busy right now.
There was a man in a green tunic that, kind of similar to that man there, carrying a sword. Can you take a peek and see if he walked into the tavern for me?
Can you not look yourself?
Well, it wouldn't be discreet if I did it.
Are you following him or something?
Just please.
Well.
You don't have a man in there looking... Brian, you don't happen to have a man in there, the green tunic and a sword, do you?
I wasn't really paying attention. I can look if you want.
I mean, they just sent Vastille in there and she hasn't done anything. She hasn't come back out instantly, so... If you could.
That is because it was Vastille.
Yes. I know I made a mistake. Of course.
But not Jack. He's a fun with the sword.
She is talking to somebody upstairs.
Yes, alright. She's probably telling him that I'm following him. Alright. I'm gonna go do something. Captain Dario?
Ackerman was supposed to clean
Yes.
up, but he didn't.
I'm assuming a suspect might be in the tavern. I'm not sure,
Really?
but, you know, description and everything.
Steel sword? Any facial descriptions you can give me?
You know, tall, a little bit of gaunt face, darker hair. He's wearing a green tunic with little, you know, leather straps over top.
Alright. This is what we can do. If you haven't already questioned him thoroughly, go so ahead and do that.
Alright.
Busy.
He really didn't want to talk. He said he was too busy. But I could try.
Too busy.
You know, you're too busy and you go to the tavern, you know. Probably talk over a drink or
Is it
two.
really that
We'll see.
important?
This is what I'll recommend to you.
Kind of.
Work your noble lady magic, as they say. See what you can do. And if things get too, I don't know, heated, let me know.
All right. We'll see.
Captain Dario.
Yes, Mr. Beetle.
So?
Oh, he is inside.
Ah, yes, I figured. Oh, look at that man's looking at your tits. You probably should chase him down and slap him.
I'm sure it's just a mistake, honestly.
Anyway,
I don't want to
I'm
get
going back to the tavern.
Oh. Do you have business with him or something?
Yes, a little. Hey! What are you doing?
Oh, God! This damn ruffian is assaulting me!
Just takes you by the collar.
Well,
a solid punch. Oh God.
Ackerman, are you alright?
Anything more? Anything more?
Alright.
Or do you want to have it? Go ahead and hit him a couple times.
now!
No, hit me yourself. Hit me yourself.
Well, that's at the farm.
Quite.
Oh?
Of course he is.
Morning, Loretta.
Christos, could I get an ale?
It's good to see you. Well, of course. That'd be 15 as always.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice little walk through the flowers.
Good. I hope you are having a fantastic morning, yes? Good morning.
Hello, Christos. Okay, sure.
Do you need it?
Sure,
I'd make
yeah.
a suggestion.
The usual meal. 30
Good,
carpets, I
good.
think it was.
Might be true.
Of course.
I'm going upstairs.
Enjoy, Loretta.
You'll be in the right frame of mind.
Okay.
Sir, we got off on the wrong foot.
You doing all right, Gary?
Yeah, this is for you.
Just,
Don't want you to sit by yourself in the tavern with no drink and no meal.
I think it's getting better, but
I moved here so that I could be by myself since you wanted the bench this morning.
Oh, of course, of course. You know, I do have a few questions for you, though.
They threw me into the pit.
And what obligations do I have to answer them?
Well, you know, the offer of a good drink.
No, we didn't throw him in the pit.
No, not them.
What's your questions, miss?
Well, if you don't mind, I'll sit. Take a seat.
There you are.
So,
A good breakfast meal.
there was a unfortunate incident a few days ago
As always.
in the city. It's not really well known. Just wondering, how long have you been in the city?
I've lost count. I don't
So
know.
you stay here a lot.
actual champion. Like, don't know.
What's your name?
Like, he's
You willing to oblige me?
That's not your business, madam.
Oh, come now. Just trying to be friendly.
You sure you don't know?
Is it really necessary to be so surly?
I do not know.
Yes.
Alright.
I've no reason to speak with you and I have no business with
But
you.
good news is that we got some
So this conversation is a waste of my time.
Oh, yeah.
The way I see it.
Okay, sir, I don't think that means what you think it means, because you're just sitting here not doing anything, so if anything, you're wasting your own time.
Arsenal didn't get taxed. I said past two, but they're taxing it.
How I spend my time is no matter to you.
Well, they probably
Well, why not? We can just be a little bit more productive. So this unfortunate...
I could use a bigger meal today. How much is in the bigger one? Still 50 copper? Oh, 30
I was just wondering where you were on the
all day.
on the night of the 11th.
Come with a drink.
Do you have
I'm gonna
any,
say this one last time. That is none of your business. I suggest you leave.
Alright, I just need some water.
No, it's none of my business, but you know, what if I was working for the crown and it was their business?
30?
Well, then bring them down on yourself.
Well, they're a little bit busy, that's why I'm here.
Let's just say, you know,
And where's
because you
this
cut the
documentation of your
This is
investigation
the
for the
little part
crown?
back,
Well, you don't need to know, you don't need to see that right now, but yeah,
Let me
answer a few
get the water
questions
first, so
and
you're at least being able to be
I'll leave you alone,
responsive.
how about that?
I can get you your breakfast meal.
What's your day?
If you have no proof of your investigation, then you have no reason to question me.
Checking out people
Piss
on
off.
his bench.
I bet on all three of them, and I won all three.
Are you always this unreasonable?
Yeah, it's a shame. I would have won the second one, but I missed it.
No, I'm just a man who wants to be left alone. Not that everyone can just come up to you and be all friendly like somebody like you knew me. Obviously, you don't know me, and I don't know you.
Competitors actually walked all over it.
You sure you don't want to get to know me?
Loretta, with a 19, you're taking the time while talking to this man to kind of analyze his posture. You'll see that his right arm is very tense. He's probably an experienced swordsman, and the way that his shoulders are kind of sagged, he's used to wearing armor.
And here you are. Thank you.
How much did that cost you?
So what do you do for a living then?
That's none of your
Yes, it's a
business.
full meal. Usually lasts you throughout the day. Yes.
Need a refill at all?
I haven't even touched
You
it
wanna
yet.
have the
This
same?
last won't leave me alone long enough to drink
I
it.
won at the pit, so here we go. That's for
well, there you
that's
go.
all my winning's gone.
Try not to bug him too much.
You will have one of the
Well,
best
I bought him a
meals
drink. I was hoped that would be enough.
Probably one of the only meals I've had for a while.
So there you go.
Are you just gonna not answer any of my questions?
I have a question for you, lass.
Sure.
Who the fuck are you to come to me and ask me all these questions in the name of the crown?
My name is Loretta Hartford of House Hartford.
Sorry?
Loretta Hartford.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Hartford. I apologize for
Well.
my attitude.
And there we go. Another breakfast.
Have a
meal.
seat and take a drink.
Of course.
So as I was saying,
Oh, Brian.
what do you do here in Adwick?
Do you have any special errands that you need me to run, or?
I suggest we go somewhere else. Madam Hartford.
We're gonna have to have a
Suddenly.
talk.
Where do you
once
suggest?
the breakfast crowd clears up, huh?
Very rare I get to eat an egg.
Lead the way.
Especially one with a controlled grill.
Come along.
What we got here?
Here, I'll put this
Some
away.
bread and,
Yeah.
and then some good mushrooms, Get some good
Mushrooms.
They say that mushrooms are good for the heart sometimes.
1 second.
I just thought they were funny.
Thank you, Christos.
Have a good one.
Do you have anywhere there that you usually frequent? Why does it need to be so private?
This information doesn't need to be out in the open, especially for you, madam. Come.
Let's get to the farm.
But you don't need to.
Alright.
Oh, you can. Sorry.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright,
Thank you.
Shh, no, stay here, boy. Something about that man. Oh, I guess I can help it.
Apparently by a man wearing a brown tunic with blonde
After
hair
you.
that was in the surgeons. So you might want to
Really?
go arrest him.
So what is this you'd wanted to say to me?
To start with introductions, madam, my name is Sir Gallet.
Sir Gallet?
I used to be a for your father.
Used to be. So this was before, I'm assuming, the incident?
Before he became a murderer, yes, madam.
Yes. Well, I hope you're an honorable man.
House Swirl took me in after I left House Hartford, unfortunately.
Oh, from one bad to another, it seems, hmm?
They were willing to take me in, madam.
Yes. I understand. You were seen trying to enter the building the other night that was actually the scene of a crime. So you're
Aye, that is correct.
potentially a suspect for the murder.
I had nothing to... I owe your father no loyalty, madam, but I will listen to you. And I had nothing to do with that murder.
So what were you trying to do, enter the building then?
I was following the orders of I was given by House Swirl.
Hmm. The man who was murdered was was a courier for, I'm assuming, my father. I didn't get too much information. He was carrying a letter that was heavily damaged. There wasn't much information on it other than a message of warning of some kind. We don't know to who or about what. Would you happen to know anything about that?
I don't, madam, but I do have a letter from House Swale with different instructions.
Oh. And what is that?
Laura, as you take the parchment in your hands, you see what looks like very elegant handwriting, probably of a noble. It reads as follows. Sir Gallet, it is to you I task this with. If we are to be successful in this endeavor, all must do their part. I know you will not let me down. You never have. You have always been true to your word and served faithfully. Be sure all tracks are covered and none implicit. You will be well rewarded, sir. It's time for the Hartfords to pay.
Old rivalries die hard, it seems. So, am I to pay him for my father's deeds then?
If I may be honest, madam, we thought you were dead. All of us did that left.
Well, it was only a few years ago, I understand. Well, nearly a decade. But I know my father doesn't talk about me or do anything nice or anything like that, and well, he's been shunned from most everywhere else, so I guess no one's thought to ask.
I am sorry, madam, we did not look into this further.
Well, I'm alive and I had to leave. I'm sure you understand why.
Of course.
So now that you know this information, what will you do about it? Think me an imposter?
Of course not, madam.
Well, yes, I have the signet ring and everything, so I'm sure that's enough information for you. So do you happen to know who killed this messenger?
I do not, madam.
Just circumstance, then.
I believe this is part of a greater ploy. If you wish to know the intentions of House Sway, I will do this one last kindness for you. House Swale intends to take over the House Hartford.
Well, the easiest way to do that would have tried to send... Holster could have sent one of his sons over, you know. Although, you know, I would have approved of that for sure.
Your father says you are dead, madam.
This is true. Well. I'll tell you what, I'm not giving up my house.
I weren't expecting you to, madam.
And if Holster Swale wants to go and take my house from my father, he'll have to go through me. Or, perhaps, go with me.
I believe that it is a conversation for a later time, madam.
Yes, certainly is. If you do see them, though, if you're heading back, let them know that I'm still around. And I intend to keep my house under the Hartford name.
Of course, it will be done.
Well. Looks like you're not going to help me solve my mystery, but, you know, I have one more question for you. I don't know if you know this. I know Silverreach. I don't know how much of the purview of the mine is under Swale, but they have been kicking out a lot of the dwarves from the mine, so I know the Swales get things from the ore from Silverreach, so I just don't know if they actually control it or not. That was a question that you could answer.
I don't know anything.
All right.
I don't know anything about that, madam. I'm sorry.
Might as well ask. Anyway, sir.
Good day to you, Lady Hartford.
Yes, and you as well, sir. Oops. It was a mistake. Which one is it? I can never remember. That is the wrong one. There.
Good. I saw you disappear into that tenement. And what happened?
Another dead end.
Dead end?
But a new opening for something else.
Not who you were looking
Feel this rabbit hole goes a lot deeper.
Perhaps you should explain.
Let's get going, I guess.
Let's get a scriptorum.
Oh, very well. Seems to be about that time.
So we can pick up some more books.
Yes, I was stacking them all morning before I was randomly assaulted in a damn alleyway.
Did you know everyone thought I was dead?
Dead? Who thought you were dead?
Well... in private quarters.
Very well. I imagine the investigation has gotten a little more sensitive.
Yes.
He did look like a... I was worried, Miss Loretta. He did seem like a dangerous man.
Yes, I'm sure he was. But that man, I don't believe, would touch a hair on my head.
Yet, but we do have a lot in there if you want to go check.
Oh. Might as well.
Guardsman, opened up.
Come in.
Do you think Master Thessalor is ever going to get back to me on that sign?
I imagine not unless you pester him routinely over it. Seems like his mind is ill.
Yes, his mind is always elsewhere, isn't it?
I still don't know what he researches. He said it was sensitive information, the Crown's interest or something of that recall. I couldn't tell you what it is he's actually researching in there.
If only we knew. Nope.
Okay.
If only we knew. I mean, I have some inklings on what he... So, this side has been all cleaned, so... At least all the shelves are up right over here. You'd like to have a seat, you know, on a bench or something?
Have a nice day. We won't be doing what we discussed.
Master Thessalor. Oh, there's a bench over there, behind you.
Ah, yes, I see.
Are you well, Mr. Thessalor?
Good. Just a few weeds in the garden is all.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That letter, have you had Torgrim sent it yet?
Yes. I gave it to him. I don't know if he sent it yet. He was looking for coin, you know. Ravens aren't cheap.
Indeed, I've paid him.
Good. Elf business, you know.
Simon.
It seems... well...
In total,
It was,
How goes the investigation?
It's hidden a different turn. You see that man? He's definitely not the murderer.
Hmm?
He's a knight, you see.
Knight?
Yes, a former knight. One of the... from my house. One of the ones that left during the...
Your
whole,
house?
Well, he works with House Swale now, but...
House Swale?
Yes.
One I'm a little familiar with, for sure.
Well...
They're quite interconnected to the economy, you see.
Yes, well, they do mint the coin, so... Where would we be?
Indeed, it seems you already know.
Yes, I mean, I have to know these kinds of things, don't I?
Indeed.
Anyway, so... He was under the impression that my father had killed me.
Killed?
No, sometime after, you know, he put off my mother. So it looks like no one knows I'm actually alive. And get this, House Swale is looking to take over Hartford.
Quite complicated. You know, Miss Loretta, I might have spoken before about the politics of peasants and how tedious they are. The politics of nobles, Miss Loretta.
It's very...
Those aren't tedious, those are treacherous.
Yes. My words exactly.
Can't imagine.
No one ever says good words about House Swale either.
Indeed, the Lord is quite a nefarious man, infamous, I should say.
Yes, one would say that they're almost as bad as Atherton.
Well, Lord Pastor was critical, of course, of the crown, and Swale, the predicament you find yourself in, it's a lot to think on.
Sir Gallot, I think his name was, is probably going to go right back to what's his name? Hostess Swale? Something like that. Starts with an H. You're probably going to go right back to him and let them know that I'm still alive, and now I'm going to have to deal with all this politics stuff. But this is better than The alternative.
The alternative? Well, of course it's better than the alternative of being dead, Miss Loretta.
Exactly.
Actually being dead, I mean. Well, it seems like you... Did you... Oh, God, I'm trying to think. I need to think. Give me a moment. Is it... give me a moment just to think. This individual, he was from Swale?
Yes, he works. He's a knight for House Swale. Now.
Very well. And he was... What was he here for? Did he say why he was here? He wasn't... You said he wasn't the murderer.
Well, he had been sent a message from House Swale saying that they were to take over House Hartford, but I'm assuming they're going to be trying to take out my father. I let him know that they won't be doing that with me still around.
Indeed, if they're trying to take over House Hartford, they're going to...
It's a very inopportune time for this. We have more important things
They're
to
going
do.
to take out the whole line, Miss Loretta. They're going to come after you, or if they have to kill Lord Hartford, you'd be the next in line, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Any brothers or sisters?
It's just me.
You would be the lady of House Hartford immediately. Can you imagine?
Well, maybe I could get more things done that way. Don't you think?
That's... if they wanted to take over, they would come after you next.
Well, looks like I'm going to need to make more friends.
Indeed, you would need retainers or guards or something. A bodyguard or two.
I have no coin.
Iron wolves or something.
You know how much I get paid.
No coin? You would have access to your family's fortune as soon as you became the lady of the house, right?
Fortune?
I mean, you have holdings, am I right?
Yes, but what I'm going to do, sell them off? I can manage them, but how am I going to manage them from Adwick? Send ravens every day to make sure everything's going well?
Speaking of ravens, you could send a raven to House Hartford. To your father, you know. Warn him, perhaps? Surely, Miss Loretta, you can't mean to tell me you're on such bad graces with your father that you wouldn't warn him of an assassin? Of someone to overthrow your house?
The last time I saw my father, his fingers were around my throat.
Sorry. It's a terrible thing for a parent to do that.
Terrible, terrible temper. It's like he's another person sometimes.
It's a difficult decision, Miss Loretta. I don't know if there's necessarily a right answer. You, standing idly by would, of course, allow the plot to go through, and I imagine your father would be targeted and perhaps successfully killed. You would then be Lady Hartford, although from the sound of it, I don't know if even very many people know you're alive. You may not even be able to claim your station. On the other hand, you could inherit. I would imagine you would de facto eventually inherit the holdings sooner or later. Maybe Lord Swale would challenge your status in court. Perhaps you would make your case, and if you inherit the earnings, that comes with its own set of perils. And of course, if you warn your father, you still have a father. You still have a house, something to hold on to defend. You know. I don't mean to speak out of turn, Miss Loretta. I don't know how bad of a man he might have been from the way you sounded. He was willing to assault his own child. That's terrible. I'm very sorry.
That wasn't the first time either.
I'm so sorry. Quite a complicated mess, it seems.
You know what he'd do? Almost every day he'd instruct me to go work the fields or, help the men around the house or the stables and everything like that, Knowing full well what could happen to his teenage daughter.
Indeed.
Luckily enough, there were more noble men that could intervene.
Well, Miss Retta. The way I see it, like I described, you have 2 options, or perhaps 3, where I sit. Maybe you can divine a different one, but it seems on one hand, as I said, you allow the plot to simply proceed unimpeded. Father may or may not be killed. I imagine with as thorough as Lord Swale may be, if there has agents like that working for him, he may be able to successfully dismantle the house and simply subsume its holdings. In that case, if you made no claim to them, maybe you even conversed with Lord Swale and said you would make no claim, you could come to an arrangement and an understanding, and you would simply be considered dead. And then you could go on about your business and do whatever you wanted as a free lady. Although with no station, no holdings, no titles.
That's not
you'd
happening.
simply be a citizen. Conversely, you could warn your father, Cinder
Hartford. My house was once great. My father ruined that. And I intend to bring it back to what it once was, and better.
I see. Well then, I imagine what you're inferring is that, perhaps let the plot go through, but then somehow retain the holdings of the house.
Well, the question is, will they, Lady Hartford, have the holdings, or are we going to have to hold chauvinistic bullshit and all that gets in the way?
Oh, you mean,
Swell
having
has
a
3
suitor or
sons
something.
and a daughter.
Oh, now, that's a cunning plan now, isn't it, Miss Loretta? Marrying, perhaps, or co-marrying with the Swales. Maybe just in, just on paper. It doesn't have to be real. Come now, Miss Loretta, I saw this quite often with many of the houses growing up. These sham marriages just existed on paper. There was never any love, You could always have a courtesan or a concubine, someone you truly loved, perhaps. But on paper, you would be married to the Swales. It's all political, you see. The burdens of being a lady or a lord, burdens of being a noble.
Certainly. Well,
that does sound very cunning, though, Miss Loretta. Being able to hold both positions at the same time, appease Lord Swale with a marriage, offer of some kind, and retain your status, Lady Hartford, head of the house. Amazing. I imagine it won't be very easy to pull off. You would have to negotiate with Lord Swale.
Yes.
And your father would have to be out of the picture somehow.
Well, it's certainly something.
Something indeed.
And something we don't
For I
take
imagine
very
if it goes
lightly.
wrong.
Or quickly.
Isn't indeed. If something were to go wrong, or if, your angle or plan were to be exposed or discovered, I imagine your father, from the way you, present his demeanor, would not be very happy. Perhaps.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time he wasn't happy with me. I can handle him.
Yes, well, I'm less worried about him, Miss Loretta, from the way you put it, and more worried about men like, the one we saw today. Strange men riding up in the night with sharpened swords to do dirty deeds in the dark.
Yes. Certainly.
Well, sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I imagine you will have to consider carefully what to do next. As I said, I see several options in front of you, but it sounds like you have a very cunning plan that's somewhere in the middle. To retain the house, somehow get rid of your father conveniently if he's so terrible for the house or abusive towards yourself, and somehow also appease Lord Swale at the same time.
A lot to think about.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I have to admit I worried there for a moment when you departed into that tenement with that man, but I'm glad to see you're all right. Especially now
His
hearing out of
demeanor
this.
changed when he heard my name. I knew I was no harm.
I see. Well, I would be careful, Miss Loretta. Just as I said, the politics of peasants are tedious. The politics of nobles are treacherous.
That's why I have this.
Indeed. You do seem capable. And, if your father did, expose you to those kinds of hardships at a young age, things like working in the fields, or perhaps, doing things of that nature, I imagine you're fairly proficient with that weapons. You've had some good tutoring, yes?
Yes.
You said you killed a troll even, or you helped?
Yes.
It's got to count for something, right?
Poked a lot of its fingers. Was holding a big club.
Indeed, indeed. Well, be very careful in the coming days, Miss Loretta. I'll certainly not disclose to anyone what we've discussed here.
Oh, you better not.
If you do disclose it to anyone else... Oh, please. Don't worry about me, Miss Loretta. I... No one to tell but yourself. Very few people even listen to old Ackerman these days.
Well, I'm one of the few who does.
Indeed, indeed. I thank you for that.
I thank you for your, willingness to let me know what to do.
Of course. I'll guide you as best I can, and like I said, at this point it sounds like you've got quite a cunning plan on your own. But if I learn anything, if I overhear anything, certainly I can't exactly do any subterfuge myself. I can barely get around sometimes, but I can always research into House Swale in the books or something like that. Maybe something that will help you along with the Lord.
It would be nice if you could help.
Yes, well, let's see if I can look into something very briefly here.
You're gonna find something in this mess, Master Ackerman.
Maybe. Let's see. Did you organize these ones already?
Over
right?
here, but I haven't even organized the system yet. They're just piles.
Very well, very well. I'll spend some time here looking around, and if I find anything on House Swale, I'll let you know, all right?
I thank you very much. You're too kind.
Of course. Indeed. Well, I'll get back to trying to organize these at least into categories or something for you to go back on later, all right?
It's very appreciated.
Of course.
There's few men like Pew these days.
Yes, well, I have to apologize. I'm kind of a sentimental soul, you see. So just want to see the right thing done. See the knowledge passed on by enterprising souls such as yourself, Take care of the land and pass something on. Like I said, Miss Loretta, I don't have any children of my own. I do see the people that I teach, as a little bit of myself to pass on, I see that in you, absolutely. I've put what I can. just a little bit, Just something to push forward. After I imagine, once I'm gone, all that will remain is, my meager belongings, and I have written a few things in some of these books, of course. I think you read one of them. Those Economies of Eastern Ireland. For all it's worth now.
You know, Master Ackerman, there's certainly a place for you in House Hartford.
Is there now? I would be honored, my lady, to serve if that were the case. Hopefully, I can see the end of, or when you are coronated as Lady Hartford. I look forward to it.
I do have ambitions. Good day.
Sounds like you do. Good day.
Oh, it's the afternoon meeting?
It's my district. I'll handle it.
It was good.
Punishing your man for not listening to you. My district, I'll handle it.
What?
Don't make me say it again.
Anyway, the green you head on.
Keep better control of your men.
Well. Hello, Jojo. How are you?
And you also notice his right arm looks like it's attached.
Okay, and have you seen people like that with fucking rippling muscles?
Why don't you try taking off his helmet then? If you think he's wearing or ask him
I'm not gonna try, because I know he'd fucking destroy me.
Just ask him to remove his helmet so that if I'm saying, I don't know.
Cool.
Just take off his head and he'll show you. It's not cool.
If I try! You're not even aware.
Okay, that's adorable. That's not allowed. Fenno? Fenno? No.
What?
He's gonna poop in your hair.
No, he's better than that. If he doesn't shit on the hand that feeds him.
Is he doing any
Pretty
tricks?
good. He's a little. I mean, he can't even fly right now. His wings still, I think, hurting him. I have a little watered down healing potion that I'm feeding him a couple drops throughout the day. Hopefully in a few days he'll be out and flying again.
You had. Cute little guy.
Say hello to Iowa.
Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa.
Ah. Oh, that name's familiar. Like I feel like I know someone who lives there or something. Like that's the location.
Iowa?
I don't like it.
Never heard of it.
Names the place after a bird.
Oh, is there a place in
Seriously?
Esmeralda called Bird?
Literally.
Sounds like a
No,
place
it's
with a lot
an
of
Elvish
corn.
word.
Yes.
An Elvish
Your
word
settings are
that
all
means
in
little
streamer mode.
You know-
small bird.
So there's no place in Ashmouth Lost called Small
birds.
Bird then? I'm sure there's a small town or something called Iowa.
Not as far as I know. It just,
No,
I wasn't
I
that
don't think
creative, so I
so.
wanted to name him Bird.
Are you sure? Maybe Des Moines?
Why were
Des
you
Moines,
finding
Iowa?
or following that man? The man with the
That
sword?
sounds more familiar. I don't know. I have to go back and see those maps again.
What was that?
Why were you following the man with the sword?
I'm sure
Why
we
does
had,
it matter
like,
to you?
I don't know. Trenton.
Well, I'm wondering he has a sword.
Toward the border.
He's quite upset when I talked to him.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
no,
ask him
I
about
don't
how,
remember any of them.
it's a steel sword. You don't see many of them around, so, most of the soldiers
before
use
she
I
walks
iron
on,
that's
swords.
again.
true, it'd
I'm
be
leaving.
expensive.
Yes,
Do you think he
so I was
stole it?
wondering,
No,
like,
Gradia, there's a city
no,
named
I don't
Detroit.
believe he stole it. I did end
Well,
up,
it's very fancy looking.
breaking through his cold exterior, and he seemed like a very nice gentleman.
Oh, well, that's good, that's good. He didn't want me around. Well, maybe he just doesn't like elves. You think he's a bit racist.
Is that your answer to
Well, that's
everything,
good to
Vestiel?
Well, no, I walked up to him and he was like, "What do you want, elf? Like, get out of here. Do you want to, like, have my business or whatever or something? I don't know."
Yes, well, he was, in the middle of something.
Well, he was just sitting up there polishing his sword.
Exactly.
Well, he didn't have to call me an elf though. No, I don't walk up and call people like human or whatever. I don't go like yell down the street,
Well, you have a good day, Vestiel.
Or maybe I should. Should I start doing that? Oh, wait, human, get over here.
Don't do that. You're setting a bad precedent,
It's
Vestiel.
confusing, isn't it?
My name is
It
Marcus
is
the Worthless.
confusing.
How can I entertain
Oh no, hi Marcus. No, there was a man up in the tavern, right, and he was a bit rude and possibly racist, so I was trying to explain to the vet, and she didn't really see any thing in that, so as an example, I used you, which I apologize for. Or you don't just like yell out somebody's race straight down the street. That's kind of a wrong thing to do, is it not?
I admit it's not the strangest thing I've heard today.
I
But it is a bit strange, yes.
Vestiel, I was looking to get a cloak made. Do you think you have a...
I don't have any clothes still. I'm still...
Put me on the list.
I would rather people wait, because right now there's a lot going on. There's a lot of
Put
moving
me
parts.
on the list.
Just come by later. I don't have a list.
On the list. Make a list, put me on it, first name.
I've already promised that to like 5 other people already.
Well,
So leave me
I'll
alone
write
about
you
it.
the list.
I'll do the same to you. I'll put you first on the list. I will.
I am a noble of House Hartford, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes, I figure, it's probably best to put me on the top of the list.
I will. I'll put you first on the top of the list.
Excellent. Have a good day.
And you as well. I suppose it'd be Lady Hartford, would it not?
If you will.
Aye.
Marcus?
Aye. Miss Harden? Did you have any need of assistance today?
Oh, I do need some. I need to find my.
Now that's not what I expected from a businessman of your caliber. Come now, look at this. He pulls out a spoon.
Hello.
Now this is... A businessman of this caliber knows what he needs and what he does not need.
Oh, what are you trying to sell him?
Well, I've got a shipment in from one of my courier friends, and he's brought me more silverware, and I've no need of it. I've got so much already. And I thought the tavern could maybe use some. But it's a bit stingy.
I think Brian wants everyone to eat with their hands. Silverware, you say?
Oh, come now.
You know they use wooden spoons here.
Yeah. Wooden spoons, come now.
The best tavern in all of Adwick, they serve their soup with a silver spoon. Not literally silver spoon, but cups and...
We're the only
not dissimilar from
tavern in Adwick.
Exactly. So what if another tavern came along and started to run you out of business?
This. Mr. Ritter,
then I tip
you
my
have
hat to
quite
them.
the business acumen here. She knows what she's talking about.
Of course I do.
What if I told your customers that you had an opportunity to have them eating out of the finest silver and you passed it up, all because you wanted to save a few coins?
Wow. You know, that does sound like Brian.
I could even maybe cut you a deal if you were willing to posit a counteroffer.
I'm sure you're starting to run low on spoons and knives and forks.
Nothing.
You know what are those what are those utensils made out of?
Well, it's not quite pure silver, that would be preposterous, but they are very finely crafted. He pulls out one, it actually is like a very nicely crafted metal spoon. It's mostly made of iron with a silver inlay. Look at that. He shows it to you.
Oh, very nice. You know, how much are you selling these for?
She is a woman. How much would they go for? Well, they were a gift, actually. You know, I have a few friends up in Silverreach who don't really know what to do with all that coin they've got, so they like to send gifts now and again, but I have no use of it.
Well, if it's a gift, then if you're trying to sell it, you probably shouldn't charge that much.
I'm not charging that much. Only 13 silver for the lot of this. This is like 10 sets of
13 silver for 10
kitchenware.
sets of silver inlaid utensils. Now, people are going to try and steal them from here, but you could probably get a pretty penny out of it.
You look like a strong man. You could probably keep them at bay if they wanted to make off with your new silverware.
I think I'm fine.
Not even a single counteroffer. You're really piss poor at this.
As I said, I know what I need and what I don't need.
All right, well then.
See, I would do something like this. I'd say, I'd pay you 2 silver for all of that.
2 silver. I'm afraid going that low would be a little bit preposterous. I could melt this down and have more than 2 silver. You know what?
What?
Well, if you're not budging, then fine. Miss Hartford, you spend more time down here than I do. Know if anyone else would be interested in such a finely crafted product?
Well, not for how much you're selling it for.
Well, anyone who'd be willing to bargain even a little bit for it.
Well, it depends how much silver's in there. It's inlaid, but you know.
Quite a bit, enough to make any nothing to scoff at. After all these, if I wasn't already so filled up with, dare I say, better utensils, I probably would be using these myself up in the Noble District.
Well,
tell you what, I'll cut you a deal. I'll give you 1 spoon for, how about, let's say, 50 copper, and you can try it out, and people can ask you, oh, where'd you get that nice spoon? And maybe if they enjoy it, spend some time eating with it, they'll actually, recommend more. I'm sure eating out or something like that would be better than a
You said it was
more than
14
one.
silver
Split it on your
for
tongue.
10 sets, and you try to sell a spoon for 50 copper.
Yes, why?
Well, a set is...
I bulk it cheaper.
I guess, yes.
A set is the 3 pieces.
What you mean?
No, anything?
You mean it's
No
not even a
bite?
full set? You don't have the dessert fork and the soup spoon?
No, you do. It's in here, all of it.
Okay.
It's a very heavy bag. But it seems our good friend Brian is of an ill mood,
Well,
maybe.
I'll be honest. If he starts serving things with silver inlaid spoons, he's not going to have them for much longer.
Well, I suppose you're not wrong. Oh well. Perhaps someone else will be more willing to bargain. Maybe someone in the... I'm sure there's a merchant somewhere in the market who'd be willing to sell. Or buy, rather.
You can try a castle.
Shame.
I'm sure they can.
The castle.
Now they have
Well, maybe they could.
sterling silver, darling.
She's not wrong.
For the lore.
Have you ever
Lore tears that one.
eaten at the castle? Ever eaten at the castle?
Like
either of you?
Mirandel, perhaps.
He's too stingy.
Mirandel.
He would
Oh,
never
that's the
buy
s-
anything.
I know
Yeah.
him. I
You
met
won't
him
even buy
outside
one of the
this summer.
signs, the open signs that I was trying to get sold.
Oh, those things that you're doing.
What would he need an open sign for?
Well, sometimes the people of the scriptorum aren't always there, so it's good to know when we're in and when we're not. That way they don't need to barge in the front door or try and hammer down the front door.
Ugh.
As I said, I'm fine.
All right. If that's your final offer. I'll see you around then, perhaps, next time I need a meal. Miss Hartford, splendid to make your acquaintance again.
Yes, you as well. Well, Brian, do you have some of that soup?
Of course. It's 15.
Yes, good on you for not buying that. It was a waste of money.
I know.
You're gonna do a silver inlaid. You're gonna have them stolen within the first few days.
And how would that make me look to everybody else?
Exactly, like a mark.
That would hint to them that I have money to spend.
Exactly.
So who is the man you're chatting with? There's an interesting thought he had.
Yeah. Would you believe me that he was a knight?
Possibly.
Well, he was. I guess he still is, actually.
He's not even in armor.
Well, you don't want to be walking around in armor all the time, do you?
I suppose.
Tankard, avail.
You get that raven off, Master Torgrim?
Aye.
I have a question if you don't mind.
Oh, I mind. Ask anyway. Sure. You.
Are you sensitive to light?
I'm a deep grumbler, of course I am.
What exactly is a deep
That's
grumbler? You keep saying that.
We're a traditionalist group who do not come up from the to the surface. We stay below ground, in the holds. So, seeing the sun isn't exactly a thing I'm used to. Specifically, I was a grudge keeper.
What does that even mean?
Keep the clan's grudges. My brother is a grudge bearer. He enforces collects on debts that exist in grudges.
Seems like an awful lot of work. What are you doing in
Your
Netflix
thing
then?
triggered for everything he said. Was up here to settle some grudges on the surface. No one else in the clan would. We were forced to. Now we're stuck up here.
You're stuck because you can't go back.
Aye.
Why not? Do you not settle all
Gates
your
of
grudges?
Anfelder are closed.
Oh, well, you know. Sure they could use some help with all those holds collapsing.
Currently, didn't even have the coin to make the trip back through the mountain.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Well,
Down real quick. How much of it? I got a 21.
Only thing that was truthful was can't go back, sensitive to light, and there would be a half-truth with the gates being closed is true as well.
Okay. Thank you. Interesting.
well, forget I asked then.
I also assume that's what the mask for, to help shade yourself.
Now, I've heard about that one before.
From-
Apparently, it's part of his, like, you know, cult. I want to say cult, but no, it's like just, you know, part of his
I'd hate to
family
cut
thing.
the conversation short, but you're needed.
Right. I'm taking
I can
this to
save
go.
it if you want. Cups have to stay here. I can save it if you want.
Fucking
I can
kidding
put it
me.
next to the cold ruin.
Fine.
2 ales.
Okay.
You say 3 or 2?
2.
My hair's a little off.
3.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I mean, if I had the coin, I'll gladly buy you 2.
I mean, if we had the coin, we'd be partying.
True.
So how much did you win off the bets? All of them?
Oh, you're walking by yourself.
Yeah, what about
Good.
more?
I was hoping he didn't hurt you too bad.
Oh,
It's just a
he's gonna be
concussion.
fine.
It's fine.
Oh, well.
Just concussion, head damage, you know, he'll be
15
fine.
each.
Have a good
There you
day.
Take care.
You
Was the
too.
fight enjoyable?
Just so you know, Vikir, I do have some.
It wasn't much of a fair fight.
Ooh. Oh no, it wasn't. But I just thought it'd be fun just to, actually not use any cheap tricks and try to see if I can best him.
Flavors,
No.
what kind of herbs? What are we talking about here? I don't know.
I wasn't impressed.
Eating that?
Do I disturb you,
Let's not go
lovely?
near the front gate anytime soon.
It's not right. If the generic-
Miss Hartford.
Marcus?
Uh,
Still
I guess
churning that.
professional courtesy. Yes, you have to churn it for pretty much an hour, because I do not have something to do it automatically.
Oh.
I guess professional courtesy. Did you enjoy, the batch I had,
It
told
does
you?
have a nice fragrance to it, and you know what? I think I'm going to be using it until it's gone. How long do you think it usually lasts?
You have a much, fresher, cleaner air to you. I envy it.
You know, I did hear a lot of people coughing, so hopefully it helps with that as well.
Yes, there has been a sickness around. I'm glad you're not, contagious.
Contagious? Do you think it's contagious?
Oh, it might be. Never know.
What?
Contagious? Well, I did hear a couple of people
sometimes
walking
the
around
sickness-
coughing this morning. I just didn't want to know
Oh.
if it was something going around.
I just hope it doesn't spread.
Do you know where it's coming from? Where the people are?
Who knows?
Is it more of a?
Probably the port.
Could be travelers coming into Adwick, bringing it with them. You never know.
That's not good.
Could be the refugees. Them too.
Oh, there's a lot of refugees.
There
Where
are.
Oh yes,
did they come
on
from?
that side, the walls.
Well, there
heard
was
all
a couple
around,
today. You heard of that?
Yeah, some people coming back from Ambershire actually.
Oh, Ambershire, I see.
It's seems like it's become the new
Yes.
front, so to speak.
Currently under siege.
That's what it is. That's what they say.
Under siege.
That's pretty close too.
Only a few
You
days
don't think
away.
it's gonna reach here, right?
Well, if they get past Ambershire, I don't see where else it could reach.
You might need to put that churn down and pick up a sword sooner or later.
If I could afford one, I would.
Well, maybe a
well, I
spear.
mean,
a stick.
You could at least train in the meantime.
Would you like the
Aldo does pretty
Empire
good
to
work for it pretty cheap.
overthrow Adwick and the rest of Ireland?
Perhaps I could be proficient with a bucket or a fishing rod. I don't know.
Well,
I don't have much training.
I suggest finding a big long stick and trying to train yourself with a spear.
You know, I know sometimes they dump things over the walls on top of sieging people, so
Afternoon.
maybe that could be your job.
I could practice with spearfishing.
talk-
Oh, good afternoon.
With me?
Of course.
Yes, why not? Where would you like to talk?
Can
All
I
right,
join
up to
or is
you.
it private?
You can join.
Okay.
Well,
Still not.
you two have a good day.
Oh,
You too.
Sure.
What is it, Kyla?
I am currently pursuing training in swordsmanship. I've been
Oh.
training with Haskell for a good few months now, and he believes that my style of fighting is best suited being trained by someone of your type.
Ability?
I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, you know. No, I could help you out with that.
I have reconsidered our
I tend to take more of a duelist stance, apparently, when I'm fighting. So a lot more quicker thrusts and jabs rather than a
Yes.
standard stance.
Yeah, one thing it's good to know is to,
You know, I'm sorry for being... Why are you walking around?
if you're gonna keep a stance like that, it's always wise to keep your body as far away from the enemy as possible. Use your legs a lot more than your arms. It's one thing to
Makes
know.
sense. Yeah, we do practicing every day or so, but if you have free time and, you know, I'll come and find you, and if you, you know, are free and you want to give me some pointers, I would appreciate it.
Sounds
But I'll
good.
let you
What
know
time
when
do
it
you
happens.
usually go about doing that?
Just before dusk, if Huskull's not busy.
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Kind of, you know. I'll let you know if we end up doing any training today. I'll see if I can find you.
No.
Just putting the feelers out there.
Alright. I don't know how much
Thank
longer I'll be around, so be wary of that.
That's okay. Don't stress yourself over it. Yeah, it's fine.
I was calling to say...
And how are you this
That's all.
afternoon?
Can we train together or something?
I'm great.
Your castle.
So much effort to stand up.
Ow.
Gravity is annoying on land.
That's not how better. I was actually curious about...
It certainly seems to dislike you.
Well, I just like it, so I guess we're even.
Yes, you can't just go up.
Before you even start...
You
No,
know,
it is annoying. I can't go up.
I've had a very interesting
Yes.
morning.
Make sure your feet are well apart.
Yes.
Make sure
Apparently everyone in the
Also-
nobility assumes I'm dead.
Don't be too tense.
What?
Are you?
Why is
Not
that?
like that. Not like you're sticking out your pelvis.
I'm not quite
Make
sure.
that, you know, you're ready.
You have to make sure you're...
I guess my father never talked about me. Then again, no one talks to my father, so...
What a strange predicament.
Yes.
What's it like being dead?
Well,
Can you get away with a lot more stuff?
I would assume so, but,
And
you know,
well,
putting it out there that Loretta Hartford is not dead.
but make sure what
Duly noted. I will spread the word.
I'll tell all of my friends.
do it
That
from
I
Your
don't
Sorry, I
know.
friends?
didn't mean to laugh. That was rude.
the walls, everything.
Good afternoon.
I that will be your greatest advantage.
I'm sure you don't need my explanation of it, but come from the poor quarter, so making use of what we can is kind of our thing
Well,
over there.
you know, getting anything from Vestile is like pulling teeth.
It's a lot of grass calm.
Ah, yes, it is.
I get headaches pretty frequently from her. I don't know
Yeah,
what
well,
you're talking about.
I asked her to write a list and to put me first on the list, and she's like, "Oh, I already have one." It's like, "Where'd you write down?" She, "I haven't written." It's like, "Well, then, if you're gonna write down a list, put me first on the list."
Reasonable.
Good afternoon.
Does the leather worker make bits of clothing as well as tanning and everything like that?
I know he makes leather outfits up. Like you could. I don't know.
All right, perhaps I'll
I was
ask
going
him
to
for
actually
something.
talk to him. Yes.
Need some like leather armor, some gloves or something.
I was thinking something similar. Don't know how much it's gonna cost, but
Well, it's never
I'm
ever hurts to
curious.
ask.
indeed.
I've seen the couple around. Maybe some.
As a cobbler?
He's been around for a couple of
repairs.
days.
Oh, for boots? Hmm.
Gonna need some. Oh,
They have
what's
it.
going on here?
What is going on?
Here is I have Mr. X at my back.
Pretty late. You wish one of us to go to the scriptorium to grab
I don't think it's any of our business.
I don't think so either.
But yes, what can I do to help?
Come have a conversation with us.
I thought that was why you
Me,
came
from
here.
the PA folks.
Of course, but this is
You
a place
are-
of
Should
business.
probably move along.
And we don't want to ruin your place.
If you want to
business.
roll perception,
there you
Tyler.
go.
That is fair. Do you
Go
want
for
to come into my home? I have ale waiting.
We'll bring you somewhere. Come on.
Right.
We tucked in the,
We should go somewhere. You're gonna notice there's blood on her gloves, as if she grabbed something.
What do you reckon that's all about?
Where should we go?
Anywhere but here, for sure.
Don't ask about it.
Back to the house.
They are talking
Why
to
is
someone.
that?
I recommend not getting involved unless you want your face beaten.
Oh, no, I do not.
If you want to live, don't talk.
Living is subjective. Sometimes they'll stop before it's too late.
For the rest of the day, I wouldn't recommend talking to them at all.
What happened?
Lots of bad stuff today, miss.
Their friends from the other guild paid them a visit.
Oh. Yeah, they can.
You can I drift?
Am I?
I'm about to set the bar, miss, if you'd like one, now.
Oh, I got one.
Let's head back to your,
Yes, I have redder eyes than your typical elf, but I don't think that makes me evil.
Are these the silver reach? Tang?
No. I would say it gives you character.
That's where we are.
Thank you.
A conversation topic.
Pleasure to meet you, kids.
At the very
It's
least.
the scars that make me evil.
Always good to see more.
Oh, is that how it
yeah.
works?
You don't happen to know if there's
Indeed.
around that.
Ah, Lady Hartford, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well.
Oh,
I don't want to know any rules.
what crosses my mind? There was a young woman who lives in the village who had been looking for you. I believe her name was Penny.
Yes.
Has she spoken to you at all?
She
or?
talked to me yesterday about some foodstuffs. Such.
Ah, good. She did find you then.
Never mind. I was gonna ask if you...
Yeah, she had been
Once I
inquiring
get-
to see if I had seen you.
Yes, once I get the chance, I'll try and bring it up with those of higher stature and see what they can do about it, but currently my hands are tied.
With the way things are going over there.
Oh, how so?
Yeah, I heard.
You know.
Unable to meet with the magistrate or
Exactly.
other matters?
Anyway.
Ah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yes, in my experience, the magistrate is not the easiest man to get a hold of.
Yes.
Nice to have more kinsmen around.
We do need to contact him now, isn't that right, Master Thistleon?
It certainly is. The craftsmen are struggling every day just to make ends meet. Not enough materials coming in or going out.
Yes, I was thinking. I have a whole plan for the magistrate. I'm going to bring it right to him and say, this is what needs to be done, and this is how to do it.
Good.
Well, I can
We
only
need someone
hope that he
taking the-
listens.
It solves
I said if you
our wood
head
problem
towards-
and our food supply
towards the tavern,
problems,
you
and
may
all in
be-
one go.
Really?
I would issue some caution in moments. It seems the gangs are out in full force today. I've seen a number of them headed towards the wood shops.
Hmm.
You know, that might be a good idea.
Indeed.
Perhaps I'll find one of the woodcutters and have them guide me around to see if there's a nice place to clear out. I have plans, you
I've
see.
seen Kostiger around. He might still be near the butchery. That's where I last saw him.
Oh, excellent. I'll go take a look.
Apparently, he is real good with Ellie.
I'll see you later.
There's interest in becoming a prospective acolyte. I've been taking an interest in him.
I meant to ask, what is the land from which they hail?
They are uncaring for any beyond themselves.
There he is.
They believe that strength is muscle and muscle alone. It is their greatest thing.
Mr. Cole,
Aye.
I was wondering if you could accompany me out into the forest. I wanted to inspect some of the areas to see if there's a good place to do a nice little clear cutting. I was going to go talk to the magistrate about something in the future, and I wanted to make sure I was prepared before anything happened.
Sure.
Unless you have anything else to do.
You just lead the way.
No.
No.
Well, let's go wander around the forest. Found out.
Right. Hello? Oh, I still have to go pick up that wood. I've just been waiting until the last possible second.
Why?
Because of the tax.
It's there waiting for you.
Yep.
I'm
Maybe
going
I'll just
to
head
keep
up there.
looking and pretend I don't know her. Oh my god.
Am I gonna have to pay when I come back in?
Hello, Miss Hartford.
Look at you, Mr. Chara.
That's up to Captain Dario.
My tax.
Oh, you could just crush your thighs together.
Are you giving it to me?
Yeah, here.
Rita, how far
Just
along are
getting
you
signed.
on organizing the archive?
Well, I've got the back room like halfway done.
Understood.
And
much is the tax today?
I know Ackerman was helping
15.
out with that.
Oh.
15.
Alright. There you go.
You don't have to pay, do you?
Already paid.
Already paid. Captain Dario. I'm trying to better
Continue on.
Adwick. Thank you, sir.
I got 10 from Brian. I got 10 from Brian earlier, so.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw what was happening earlier.
Which thing?
About yours, sir?
About 16 breast skulls took Ursa away for a conversation.
Yes, I've had those conversations. You know, if you're amicable, they'll be amicable.
Well,
16
I guess
brass
we'll have to
skulls
see.
killed Vic.
Wait, what?
Oh,
There he
they
is.
battered him to death in broad daylight in the pork quarter.
You want to see the green lady?
Afternoon, Silva.
Lady.
How are you doing today? Good, yes?
Was tired, had recover, finally able move.
Very good, very good. Well, you have a good day.
Start this walk. The sun's killing me.
Anyway, let's go for a little bit of a stroll.
Alright.
How much have you gone around the forests, like just deep into the forests?
Well, I've had to go pretty deep sometimes for specific trees, but usually on the.
Is there perhaps a
director right
nice
in front of us.
flat area somewhere near the lake or anything like that?
Not that I'm sure of. Well, we could look. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. We'll be able to spot it quite easily.
Because I'll let you know what I'm
Trees
what
are
I'm trying to
nice and
figure out here.
lackluster.
So I was approached by the village. They have this new thing they like to call the sweet potato. It's a crossbreed of a potato and something else. It's very delicious if you've had any of them. And they're looking for new land to expand their processing of this food stuff. So I was thinking, 2 birds with 1 stone. We have a logging problem. We try and have bring more people in, clear out the whole area, and start a new farm.
And the wood goes to the mill, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Processing. Well, that works for me, mate.
Because everyone needs wood, or whatever it is, and everyone needs food. So win-win for everyone. And whoever's working on it will make money.
True. Very true. Well, depending on how many trees are in that area, I could probably lend a good hand. No.
So yes, I'm trying to bring the entire idea together as one, proposition for the magistrate, so we can, rather than hum and haw about things, it says, this is what it is, this is what needs to be done, and this is how we're going to do it. Rather than, coming to him with an idea, and that's it.
I guess it is a better idea to come with a plan than no plan at all. Makes it easier for him. Or makes
Exactly.
him more likely to approve.
Exactly, on both fronts. This area is quite nice. It's by the river. It's a little bit hilly. It would need a lot of tilling and flattening out, but this is where you're cutting through anyway, is it not?
I'm pretty much cutting through this entire area. It will take probably months.
Oh, I'm sure if you get more people, it won't take months.
Well, the more people probably take days. I'm the only person cutting wood right now. Well, my workers went back to where they came from, so.
It's on the other side of the river. It seems a little bit too here. There's a river here, is it not? I sworn there was a river here. Am I crazy?
Well, I'm not going to say.
No, I must be crazy. I thought, oh, it's on the other side of the hill. Yes, I feel like this area from this bottom of the hill back is certainly perfectly fine for farming. It's a little hill here and there, but nothing there. Albert Grease won't even out.
Hold on, this spot right over here, though, is pretty decently flat.
Oh, well, we're going to need a fairly big area.
Aye. Well, with enough tilling and distributing the dirt a little bit, make a nice bit of soil.
And there are quite a few large trees for you here as well.
Aye, these are pretty old. Right, older than I am. So, you wouldn't happen to know why the Iron Wolves all went down south, would you?
Down south? Yes, I would know.
Aye.
Probably to go to Oakenbrook.
What's for them in Oakenbrook?
The Empire.
Oh, we're fighting on two fronts right now. From Advic.
Yes, probably. The only sensible
I
answer.
heard about Abershire.
It's dire times, that's why we need all this wood and all this food. All we know, there'll be a siege upon us in days.
Siege is, quite the thing to deal with. Oh, is that silver?
Where?
There's someone on the rock, in the middle of the water.
In the middle of the water. Can't
There's a
tell.
couple of people up there.
Be silver.
Well, they don't seem to be wearing too much, and they're small.
Yes, probably.
Oh, there's
a lot of
what
people
is
over
that?
there.
There's someone. Look to the left. Do you see that person that's all green?
Yes.
Are they like? Why are they all green? Are they
Maybe they're sick. Probably stay away.
All right. Well, why are they getting so close to him? They're gonna get sick.
Oh. Raylan is really fast in the water. Look at all them swimming.
Oh, there's a lot of people there. Some sort of social gathering right now.
They're all gonna be soaked.
Why are they getting so close to the sick?
What you? Well, I was making a joke. She's not sick.
Oh, wait. What are they? They're an elf.
I guess in a way they're kind of elf.
Got weird feet.
Yes. She's a very, very good healer. I've seen her work firsthand.
Oh, that's good. I've never seen them before. They do not live in the city.
No.
Odd. Alright. That's a courier, I think.
Yes. Well, I think we found an area. Probably pretty good. Other than that, I'm not quite sure what else to do. That was a lot easier than I thought it would.
Yeah, all it really takes is a little bit of walking.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been having a pretty slow day. Nothing really going on for me.
You cut down enough trees?
Why?
Everyone needs wood.
I can only cut so many down in the day, though. It gets me real weary. Well, I'll be cutting more later on before the nightfall, but... I'm already been bled dry for the day. All my wood's going to someone today. So I'll have nothing for tomorrow.
Well, I thank you for the company.
Sure. It's my pleasure, I suppose. People don't normally ask me to go in the woods with them, though.
Well, I figured, who knows the woods better than the one cutting down all the trees? And if I bring you a proposal for
Probably
like
the
an
hunters.
actual place that, you know, it'll be good for cutting, and then we use the land afterwards for
Well-
something else, then we all benefit.
Well, to be fair, I do think I was the right choice, though. I've been all leagues of life, farmer, and a logger, so I know good land when I see it.
Excellent. Are you from around here, Kolskiga?
Well, I was born in Aloth. Came down when I was almost an adult, but immediately went to work. I pretty much lived a little bit below the border in Ireland for a while.
Oh?
Then I came down here eventually once I lost some work. So I came here for more work, and they hired me on as a lumberjack.
Well, you certainly got the arm strength for it.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Now the paladins are interested in having me along, so give it that a twirl.
Yes, they said you were looking to be an acolyte.
Yeah, in the long run, a paladin, in short, an acolyte, first and foremost.
Well, best of luck to you.
It's a lot of reading.
Can you read?
Not entirely, but I can read jagged bits of words. Though my vocabulary is very, very small. Well, speaking wise, I know a lot of words. Writing wise, I can barely read half of them.
Well, you're certainly full of surprises.
I suppose so.
Do you not have like a little bridge over here?
No.
Seems like an oversight. How do you get across?
I walk through it. It's pretty shallow. Or I jump over.
You can jump that. Alright. Well, I'll give it a try. Oh, of course, it doesn't show the same... That's a funny thing. So... that I just learned. The camera system and what I see aren't the same.
Yo, actually, hold on. That's actually fucking hilarious, dude. So, here, I'm just gonna drop a card real quick. So on my hand, I saw 20 because that's where I have my dice, right? But on the camera, it only showed 9.
That actually makes sense to me. I mean, if other people saw your dice locally, they probably see something different too, because it is local after all. I'm not surprised it gives different results.
I'm gonna have to do a actual dice roller that's actually consistent for everyone, because every single scene it shows it. Every single camera shows up differently. All right.
That could be really bad. You roll a natural 1, then it's a 20 on your screen.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, a 20. And everyone's like, what the fuck you mean a 20? That's a 1.
All right, I'll have to make a new dice roller. This time it'll be the same for everyone. Anyway, I'm going for the jump. Oof. Let's see you. Oh, you're just gonna walk through. But
I walk
now,
through it all the time.
You gotta dry your boots off.
They can pretty dry pretty fast. After all, it's real sunny and it's warm.
All right. Afternoon, Yoza.
Hello.
How did your conversation go?
Terrible.
It's usually how it goes.
I thought you said with enough, word that, it doesn't go that bad.
Well, I mean, so terrible is not the worst it could have gone.
Oh, I suppose. I don't imagine they'd try to hurt her.
I don't think they could if they tried.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Those bad skulls are nothing but cowards.
I make and sell soap, and that's it.
Sure. Sure. What?
I'm of no worth and no concern, sir.
What? Well, I mean, yeah. Oh!
Good afternoon, Miss.
Oh, your hands are still warm. Oh! I'm Miss Hartford. How are you doing today?
I got something from Penny yesterday.
Oh! And, what might that be?
Well, she called it a sweet potato.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna see if I can help you.
Yeah.
Grow them. Well, I'm gonna try and get you more land so you can grow more things, but we'll see.
Oh! Yeah, that'd be great, actually. That'd be really great. It's like gonna, cost me a bunch of silver or something.
Yes,
You know?
well, it depends how I spin it.
Oh!
I was gonna ask if they could grow roses, and I sealed for it.
Well, you can't eat roses.
I know you can't
It's
eat
just
roses,
you
but
can
they're
eat
nice.
roses, but they're not nutritious enough to actually sustain you. That's why
Well,
the sweet
okay.
potato, shelf stable, and good for you. And you know,
I can
what
agree
we
to
need
that.
food that lasts for a long time, and we can feed to our soldiers on the battlefield. So, I'm sorry.
I waste my time on luxuries, miss.
Yes, you certainly do. Maybe that's why they call you Marcus the Worthless.
Maybe.
You ever thought of that one? Maybe do
Never came to
something
my mind.
worthwhile.
Like what?
Like helping Miss Maya. Get food for everyone.
What? Well, they did ask me if I need help.
That's
before.
right, Miss Maya. You're about to
At the
feed an
time-
army.
Are you prepared?
About to feed an army.
It's so well and good.
Fields as far as the eyes can see.
It's not happening just yet.
Your name's
but
Marcus, then, right?
Prepare yourself.
Okay.
The
Okay,
Principals
yes.
just walked
As long as I-
to the building Miss Yoza was in,
Anyway,
so
Kosuke,
I would
it was nice
appreciate if you would elaborate on the
for you to
situation.
guide me around the forest. Must be seeing you around.
So,
You mean just the...
I guess I'll go my way.
Yes, just there.
Have a good day, all of you.
Oh, have a good day, Miss Hartford.
And look forward to speaking with you about the business proposition, like
Yes.
in the near future.
Well, after I talk to the
Thank you.
magistrate, that will be when we need to actually talk about this, because I highly doubt that he'll actually go with it. But I'm trying to give him no other options.
Yeah.
I'm bringing him the problem, the solution,
yeah,
and everything in between.
Good on you.
Have a nice day.
I hope he accepts. Yeah, you too.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And I think, sir, that wasn't meant towards me, it was towards Mr. Baylor.
What are you talking about?
Whenever I approach, we both arrive at the same.
Were you the, right. I believe it was you. I'm looking for the corporal I delivered the letter for.
No, that is not me. They are currently indisposed, but,
I see.
that is their right hand. And that is the right hand of,
Nice bench you
Captain
got
Dario,
here.
who's right there.
Mind if I take a seat?
Might be able to talk to them.
Go for it. Although Dario might kick us out. Apparently he's done it to someone else.
I need to speak with
your right hand. I don't think so.
A letter for him over to Deercliff, so I need to collect the rest of the payment for it.
Oh, hello.
That and
Hello.
Did
the drug bust last night actually work out? I wasn't. I don't know if that was ever your actual intent.
Certainly a good place for people watching.
Oh yeah, that's why I think Jack had me put it in.
Wouldn't mind a bit of appreciation.
Morning. Or,
Afternoon.
I guess afternoon.
Yeah.
Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Like it's still hurting, but it should be fine.
Oh, I'm sure you're just complaining.
Thank you. I need to find the seam.
You know, if you're learning how to use that sword, you're gonna have to use it, and you know, if you don't know how to use it, well, then you're gonna run into more scars like that. Perhaps worse.
Don't worry.
Somehow, they've got even.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
You'll see what I mean.
Anyway,
You'll see what I mean.
I heard from
Thank you very much for the warning.
Ackerman that you wanted to talk to me.
Where was you?
Oh, did he say that? Well,
I will follow the sound of Ploopadoof.
just gonna let you know that that man you're looking for is probably not coming back for his horse.
That's fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, good point. Sure. We'll take that guard
to the tavern.
Freaking by music.
Alright. Go treat her.
Right.
That's a fucking sight for the ages.
Looks like you got another horse to take care of.
Well, actually, I have 5. I don't know where the other
There's
4 are
room if you
either.
wish to join us, sir.
They left.
I'm afraid if I sit on that end, it's
Oh, I
just
see.
going to go that way.
I watched
We can always put him on the other end.
Well, that's true.
Well, we know this bench can
I don't
hold
know,
4
Volnum's
people
the-
now.
I guess we can see if it holds 5 in plate.
Come on, Captain Dario. He's gonna sit on the end. Oh.
Oh,
That's
just my foot. All right. You're all going the other way. Jack,
Perhaps.
take a seat. Go on. Who's outside your brewery? No, come on. You
Anyway.
want to take a seat. Come on. Come on. Entertain the
Jack,
thought.
join us.
Entertain
Let
the
go
thought.
of me. I'm not that kind of man, Dario.
Come on, take a seat. Entertain me.
Alright, so can hold 5.
Hi there.
That creaking sound is.
Oh, this is
not at
this
all
is quite the group,
suspicious
huh?
or concerning.
You know
Good
you can
dwarven
stop
work,
these people
this
from
is.
sitting here. This is technically your bench. You did pay it.
I know that.
I wonder if I should put another support under here.
You should put the toll on it.
Oh, I'm sure
And
it'll
pay
be
the
fine.
captain half of it.
A toll on the
With the
bench.
7, the bench
starts to creak
Oh,
with
yes.
the weight of all the people on it.
Alright, I'm not pushing my luck here.
Can we not break my newly found bench?
You know,
Support in the middle.
Yeah, maybe we should.
See if we can fit 6. Get your ass.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
one board under there. Should be fine.
Yeah. Well, there should be, but yeah. I'm gonna go grab someone real quick.
That is how you break it. That is absolutely how you break that.
If you break it, you'll have to pay for it, dear.
That is true.
The actual bench isn't this long.
And it'd be. I suppose then it'd be the Bjornins paying for it, because I ain't that heavy.
I mean, this is one of the tavern benches. It should be able to hold at least 2 Bjornings.
Not from that creaking sound I heard. So.
Then how the hell did all of the tavern benches get broken, and the tables, and the chairs?
A lot of smashing.
That was a fight.
Anyway, Loretta,
Pretty sure if
thinking
yours
about
are
either contributing it to the war,
sits on
contributing
there.
the horse to the war, if they're selling it off. Not quite sure what to do with it.
Well, that's up to you.
The front is undefended.
Hmm.
Quick, steal those
I
boxes.
have an idea.
You know,
You
don't
never
you
know
have
the
like a, you know, somebody hasn't
idea.
paid you, you deal with those purchases, and I don't know, you gotta
What do you
figure
say?
out your own business.
Oh boy.
Put it in front.
Hmm.
Where are we gonna put
Put
this?
it in front.
Dario's coming back already. Move quickly.
Just
no,
sit it back
never
down.
mind.
Just sit it back down. God, that thing is heavy.
What has
It is
happened?
indeed.
I leave for a minute.
We were just testing it.
Don't worry about it.
Just trying to get more light on it.
Anyway,
Making sure it was not damaged, sir.
I'll do a little bit of investigating on my own later tonight, so I'll tell you what.
Mario,
Alright.
Wait.
Yeah, no. No.
It's solid. It's solid. I mean, look, see? It's perfectly fine.
You weigh like a quarter of him.
In armor.
You understand how heavy this is? All of this, plus my sword, plus my shield,
And he's tiny.
plus occasionally the spear.
He weighs as little as she does.
What about that fat stack you have hanging off of your belt?
Captain.
Shut up.
Oh, well, thank you for the coin purse, Captain.
I'm gonna need that empty coin purse back. Thank you.
Yes, of course, Captain. You need someone to come collecting for that coin plus later.
I will have you sit on that bench and break your ass if you keep talking. Please do not break my
hold
bones.
on.
I will literally make you
Oh.
pay for it.
Right. Well, have fun with this.
Crossbeam on the bottom. See,
Let's get this over with.
maybe something like that.
There, that's what it
Albert.
should have looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also works.
There we go. The reinforcements we needed.
Dario, it's a for you now.
It was definitely like that this entire time. I was just too lazy.
Ah, yes, yes.
Did he leave?
Where's
Oh,
Dario
if the front is
going?
undefended once more, I will take it over.
Alright. On guard, you foul, foul elf. Trying to take over Adwick, are you?
15. It is your tax. It must be paid.
Oh, well.
If she pulls a sword on you, I'd say it'd probably be 20.
I
wasn't aware
definitely.
we enlisted.
Or just in case,
I wasn't
whenever
aware-
you leave, I always make sure that at least the guard always has cover.
Well,
After all,
That's a
some
large
suspicious
warforce
person
coming
could
this
just
way.
run in like this.
oh.
What do you mean?
Does Tang look
Busy
suspicious to
defending
you?
the front. Every time I see him. There's a hobbit in there, you know. That's what they told me.
He's there. He's still there.
Mr. Tang, you're a hobbit inside a suit.
Not in the box. He opens up the box and there's a whole lot of iron ore.
Oh, well. I don't see a hobbit in there.
That explains why the cobblestones were breaking. You know what? He would be picked to test out how strong that bench is.
How about no? Because I'm pretty sure.
All right,
if it
Mr.
was
Tang.
Tang's weight, he would most likely crush it.
Try the bench. It's double reinforced.
Please don't break my bench.
Is he gonna put the iron ore on there?
Sorry, but no.
Whenever you see this steel, could you let her know I'm searching for her? I have a delivery for her.
Oh.
Certainly.
Very well.
I mean,
Understood.
Appreciate it. Figure that'd be better than having to
Summer.
At the
run
very
around
least, I
and
can.
find her myself.
Well, at the very least, I can help test it out once more. I guess you put in some more fortifications to it. Let's see.
I mean, this thing should at least be
Here
able
we
to
are.
withstand the weight of a Bjorning. If not two.
Hi there, my vault. Make accessible or I will shit my pants. Thank you.
No, take her up on that threat. Don't make it accessible.
Well, isn't that a gaggle?
Apparently a drow can't fit under there. That's it.
Well. Oh, Ikelos.
Hi.
I was looking for some, like, leather gloves or something. How much would something like that be?
Let's see. Leather gloves be about. Would be about 1 silver 40.
1 silver 40. You know, I couldn't really spend more than a silver on this.
Unfortunately, that one not negotiable.
Not negotiable.
I could bring it down by 20, but even like going beyond that.
Yeah, you know, that does sound a lot more reasonable.
1 silver 20, final offer. As best as you're gonna get. This flux of people, it's so hard to get anything now.
Yes, you know. I could go for that. These only go so far. Need something better to grip my sword with.
Alright, I'll just come by if you have the money. I'll be around the tavern.
Alright. Well. It's 1 silver 20. I can give it to you now.
If you want, I can get you on that. Alright. I'll have that letter by the evening and I'll get started. Should only take a day, so they should be ready by tomorrow midday.
All right, thank you.
You have a good day.
You as well. I've been in VR for over 4 hours. Streaming for 3. Probably gonna have it once a day. Gentlemen,
Afternoon.
what brings you to these parts?
Festival is in a meeting,
Oh. A meeting with...
and wherever he goes, we must follow.
Well, you didn't follow him inside the castle. Is he in the castle or is he inside somewhere
We're not
else?
meant to go in there.
Oh.
No doubt, dude.
Royal Guard came look for him and took him inside.
Interesting. Well. Wouldn't I like to get into those walls?
Good luck.
I would like to schedule a meeting with the magistrate one of these days.
Well, we're definitely not the people to talk to about
I wonder who the person to talk to is, my question.
Maybe the captain?
Perhaps.
One of the two captains?
Well,
They have a more direct line, at least they're also good.
yes. I'll have to talk to them, but... for now I must go. Farewell.
Farewell.
I'm just bored as shit.
Starting to get tired.
Bored? We went on an adventure.
Bored. Did I just vanish at the front gate?
Yep.
Yep, okay.